Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia Let's Play. And it's time for the fair, so we're going to spend that 500 gold in order to gain 5 legitimacy, which will put us up over 30, which might mean we can annex another minor kingdom. So we'll look into that, but we're definitely going to do it. We have the money, so why would we, spend the influence to not do it? So, to continue this upward trend, you need to show your subjects that you are worthy of their high regard, at the same time making your mark with other rulers. And, okay, so this is going to give us, yeah, the annexation is now available again. So, if you're not familiar with this from before, we effectively spend 20 to bring a kingdom into our domain. They do have to be willing, obviously, but most of the kingdoms that are, very close to you through alliances and stuff generally are. And then we gain +1 loyalty across our entire, our entire court. So everybody in our faction will be a little bit more loyal. And then all of our units, including, just the basic melee infantry stuff, gains +3 melee skill. So that's pretty handy. What do we have here? We have a bit of attrition. And so we still have Difflin under siege. I don't know where... there they went. So there's that little army that we were dealing with before. Our allies continue to gobble up territory. However, it looks like this enemy army here is going to basically follow them and take it right back. So they'll probably end up clashing at some point, which may give me an opportunity to run in there and claim a bit. And so that'll be his job. In fact, it may be worth pushing down there and trying to grab this or something. Although we would never be able to hold that, so that's probably ill-advised. Let's see. So settlements under siege. That's not really going to affect us. Our allies to the north, that would be these guys here, have mobilized against our enemies in the south. Not who I was trying to get to mobilize in that direction, but fine. Right, so, first order of business today is this. As I said before, we are going to auto-resolve this just because I don't think it would be a particularly interesting fight. Although I do want to fight some siege battles in this game. This is just not the one to do it because they only have 2 archers left after the battle we fought last time. So, let's go ahead and auto-resolve this. We'll just do a balanced stance. And that should be Difflin, ours. And I will rename this because I'm going to name it the proper Gaelic name and not this Norse name. So we'll occupy. And there we go. We have another town. As soon as the game unfreezes itself. There we go. Viking consolidation. So the presence in Eriu is under threat. I guess that's their name for Ireland. They have lost the second long fort, and it's got them worried. Difflin is stepping in, trying to get the other Viking interests to unite behind them. Could this be the beginning of the end for the Viking Sea Kings? I don't know, but they just sort of vassalized everybody. Yeah, wow. Okay, so this is all Difflin now, as is did they just lose their army though? Ah, crap. That was actually helping me. And now their army just disappeared. So that's a bit annoying. What? How did you guys get all the way over there? Where's their... Yeah. How did they must have sailed all the way around just to take that land. That is ridiculous. Alright, anyways. Let's take a look at Difflin. So what do we have here? What is this? A shore fortress. We can't replace that, so we may as well repair it. We have a Viking haven, or Viking port. I apparently cannot change that out either, so we may as well repair it too. We have a thrall market. That's going to go. And we have a tanner, which I'd like to see all my options first. Let's tear that down too. We'd have to invest money to repair it anyways, so I'm going to tear it down, and if we want to rebuild it, it'll just cost me a little bit more. But I want to see if there's better options available. Does that require a particular resource to be here? I don't think so. That's going to hurt our public order. That might not be such a great idea right now. So, what is our next move? I can't believe our allies in their little move here, just stealing up all of the land that we earned. Linz, what do you guys have? We could upgrade that. That would certainly help. This would be effectively the same, but give us a little bit less food. And then this would give me... That gives me a bit of food as well, but that does hurt our public order. So I don't think that'll be worth it until public order is like very solidified here. Which we'll probably have to wait until we have some different buildings in there to sort of mitigate that. No, I didn't want to raise forces. Sorry, I wanted to look at maybe adding some to this army here. So still no archers available. In fact, it looks like it's the exact same selection we saw last time. I would really like some more spears, but I don't want to pay for these more expensive ones. I literally just need them to hold the line, and these guys are more than capable of doing it. So I'm not going to pay twice as much for a unit that is, you know, noticeably better, but not really necessary for what I'm trying to do with them. And I'm not going to get any more skirmisher cav either. If I take any more cav, it's going to be elite melee cav. In fact, we could add a bit of elite melee cav to our force now, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I forgot to confirm it. Whoops. Yeah, let's take them. They'll spend a little bit of our remaining food and lower our income just a bit. But that does give me 4 cavalry units in this army now. So the household riders for the king, as well as this unit of Erig horsemen. And then we have 2 skirmisher cav to sort of complement them. And is there anything else we need to do? It seemed pretty brief. Again, I'm pretty upset about this whole land issue, but I can potentially annex these guys. Let's look into that. Because that might resolve my issue if they just outright join us. However, given that they're not under threat, they may not be willing to.
Both my hearth and my ear are open to you.
Yeah, that's sort of what I expected. I'm not sure how we're going to handle that. Not sure how we're going to do it. Maybe I'll wait for the Viking factions to kind of beat them up a bit first, and then go from there. But our next move is probably going to be marching down here and taking Nas. Yeah. Because there's no way... I mean, they might make a move on it. I would be surprised, because generally they just grab whatever's easiest. So I highly doubt that they'll go for it, but it is possible that they might try. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Let's jump into politics and just make sure everything is going well here. So one thing I don't think I've mentioned before is there are offices available. I've just sort of left them because honestly there's only a handful. There's literally only 3. And so we have the King's Captain, the Justicar, and the Chamberlain, and I've just left them who they were already given to, because as of this part of the playthrough, we haven't really had any other characters become relevant, so it didn't make any sense. But one thing I have been looking into, and I think I mentioned this at the end of last episode, is I'm considering adopting this guy just to bring his household into our household, so that you know, all of his children and stuff will be part of my family tree that we can then use as characters. Because he's been pretty loyal thus far and pretty useful. He did win a big battle for us last time. And we know he's married because we actually approved the marriage. So hopefully eventually they'll have children. We can bring them into our household and become part of the royal family. Even if it's just an offshoot that isn't actually ever going to, you know, rule. Is it referring to these? I believe it's referring to these. I'm not going to repair those. I'm going to tear them down. And let's see. Oh, right, we need a governor. So who would be worthy of becoming a governor? Let's see. You are a merchant. That would be useful. I am wondering if the Justicar would be a better choice, though. Because we know he has... Whoops, why did I do that? We know he has a bit of governance skill. We could certainly make him better at it. Can I get more information on him? Here we go. So, survivor, warrior, he's mad, so additional charge. He looks like a pretty straightforward general. Even though he has a bit of governance, really he's best suited to commanding armies. So that's fine. We'll take the merchant then. You're a general. You're a general. Although you would be a good admiral for us. So yeah, you. Wait, we go here. That work right? I want this with him. Okay. 450, sure. Alright, so he's now the governor of Brega. I wonder if we're capable of moving our capital. We've given out all but one of our estates, which is fine. But yeah, it would be nice. I wouldn't mind having my capital out there on the coast. Although we should probably build it up a bit first. I don't think we're able to do that, though. I think it's pretty much set in stone. Unless somebody were to come in and take this from us, then our capital might move. But otherwise, I don't think it'll happen. Unless there's like an option for it or something. Let's see. Details. We can rename them. We can see all their income and stuff. Remove governor. Look at the family tree. But yeah, I don't think we can manually change our capital. Although I might be able to save edit it. I don't think I'll mess with it though. So that is going to be our turn then. We'll look into what new buildings we can put in Difflin, and then next episode I will come back with it named properly. But for now, let's go ahead and advance. Alright, so some faction's been destroyed. I don't know that we were ever in any sort of contact with them, so I don't even recognize the name. It looks like peace has been made up in Scotland between two factions. And what do we have? Oh, of course, our demolition projects. Let's make sure this gets demolished as well. What are our options here? So we could build a church. We could build a high cross. Patrols would add additional garrison. That would give us more food, which might be a good idea. And a tavern would certainly be useful. This would give us additional unit replenishment and XP. So that's kind of cool. And then we have a mill, which gives us food and supplies and whatnot as well. I think I decided before that the mill was the best one. Yeah, I recall looking at these with you guys in a previous episode. And so the granary gives you more food, but at the cost of gold per turn. The tithe hall gives you more supplies, but it hurts your public order. The mill is a balance between the two, but there's actually no penalties. So my thought is that the mill is probably the best choice, just because that allows you to, you know, sort of balance. And then, you know, if you have an excess of gold, but you need more food, you can go for the granary. Or if you have massive public order, but you need more supplies, then you can trade it for here. But this is a nice middle ground, and there's no downside to it. So I like that building tree the best. And we'll probably build that right here. The thing about the church is we have to pay upkeep. So we get 6 public order, 10 fame, and 100% more church income. Alternatively, we could build the high cross and get roughly the same benefits. And there's no upkeep costs for this. And then we have, this will give us more estates to hand out. So the first tier gives you 1, second tier gives you 2, third tier gives you 3. So if you need more estates to keep your people loyal, this is a great way to do it. But I don't think I'll bother here. And the arena is just a nice way to keep your troops, if you're, you know, stationing them in a certain area. Having one of those is great because it keeps them leveling up and replenishing without them actively being in combat. But I'm not sure. I'm thinking about doing a high cross. Thinking about doing that high cross. Although in combination, these would be pretty good. That will cost us money, but it does boost the church income rate. So plus 50%, which means if we had one of these with it, that 135 becomes like 200. Or potentially higher than that, because, you know, there are other sources of church income around here. But that is something that we could do. And might be something I decide to do because public order will be very helpful here. So I'm going to start with that. This will probably be the high cross, and then that will be... I don't know what that'll be. We'll figure it out. Obviously, that's not really relevant at this point anyways. So somebody leveled up. Our Justicar. Let's see. Do we want to give him additional campaign movement and supplies? Do we want to give him a bit more command and melee skill? We could also make him a better forager and give him additional unit replenishment. That one's kind of tempting just because it also means that he can recruit units faster. Like, I think that's... replenishment has a much bigger role in this game, I feel like, because you are recruiting each unit right away. However, you have to wait for them to replenish up to full strength. And so if you had, you know, tier 5 of this skill, you're going to get there a lot faster than somebody else might. And even at that max one as well, it makes them immune to snow attrition, which is pretty cool. So we can march them during the winter even. And it lowers the enemy's food production in any territories that we enter. So that is kind of nice. I think for now, let's get the additional campaign movement because that is really helpful in running down enemies and all that. And is that going to be it for this turn? Oh, we need to move you guys still. That's right. What is happening here? So we can upgrade them to armor 1. What is that coming from? Is that coming from... No. Ah, from our Viking Haven. Well, they're all here. Let's go ahead and do it. Give it to everybody. It's going to be pretty expensive. Yeah, it's going to be basically all of my money, but make them a little bit hardier. Oh, and it gave them weapons. Weapons one, too. So that's pretty useful. Let's hop over here, and we'll start this siege. Okay, so that's not too bad. Let's, oh, perfect. We can do a ram and 2 towers. That works out nicely. That'll take a turn to get ready, and then... I don't think we'll have time today, but next episode we'll actually fight that one, because that'll be a more interesting battle. And then it looks like Difflin is on the move over here. I hope they claim a bunch of land out from under our allies, because they deserve it. And these guys have marched south. They'll take Furna, and then they'll probably set their sights on this enemy here. We'll see what comes of that. I'm not expecting much to go in my favor there. You can just stay right there for now, because honestly there's no land for you to grab. But if, for example, this falls to an enemy, we'll run and snag it real quick, and, you know, potentially these others as well. Alright, so I don't think there's really much else for us to do. Let's go ahead and advance, and we actually have more time left than I thought, so we might be able to fight this today. Or this, excuse me. Okay, so apparently the fair is taking place. Everyone loves a party, and there's no party like the great fair of Teltiu. Its origins are shrouded in the mists of time, and it is said to date for an age when giants... That was worded oddly. When giants and great heroes strode across the land. As the ruler of Mide, in Iru's heart, it's down to you to organize the event. Your household and other nobles play their part, and the sporting fields and drinking halls are made ready to receive the many visitors who come from every corner of Iru. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. If anybody knows the proper pronunciation, and not just a guess, but if you actually know the proper pronunciation, let me know. To test their skills, tell their tales, and remember their dead. It is a festival like no other. So the fair is in town. We gain +5 public order to all of our regions, and then +20 diplomatic bonus toward allies for 7 turns. So we might want to take advantage of that. Settlement is besieged, we are aware. Demolition complete at the Thrall Trader. So what can we do here? Can we build that mill yet? No, we actually don't have the technology for that. That is a real shame. What technology does that require? Because we do have a bit of civic stuff happening. Church music, church care, this is all church related stuff. We would need, this. Build or upgrade within the granary or conquer a region with the highest level building in one of these chains. So we have to max out a granary to get a watermill. That's annoying. What do we have here again? I don't think that'll count. Let's just build a granary here then. And we can convert it over. Let's see. Is it worth doing that farm as well? I figure it probably is. Alright, so that's all of my money. I'm going to start marching you guys south. Because it does look like our buddies from Difflin here are about to grab some of these minor settlements. And I'd like to be present when that happens, so that I can claim them for myself. So we're just going to kind of hang in that area, and as they take the territory, we'll try to, grab it. And for the end of this episode, we're going to go ahead and fight this siege. So this should be a fairly easy victory, but still one worth fighting rather than auto-resolving. If nothing else, just to show you guys some of the siege combat. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a quick save in, and then we'll fight this. I wonder, would night attack be better for us? It's saying it would. I don't mind that. Let's try a night siege. That'll be fun. Okay, so we're ready to go here. Plan's gonna be pretty simple. We're gonna take this tower. We're gonna run it to here. We're gonna take this tower. We're gonna run it to there. And we're gonna take our battering ram, and we're gonna ram the gate. And what I'll do is I'll set up these other two spear units somewhere right about here. We'll make sure they're not in the way of anybody, although they're probably going to be in the way of those towers. But we're going to run them forward into range of the towers and the enemy archers. We're going to shield castle them, and then we'll put the our own archers behind them. And we're going to use fire arrows, because why not? So yeah, we'll set up our archers behind them so that they can help us out, but hopefully the enemy will target the spears in front. At least that's the plan. I've got all the cavalry set aside here. Once the gate's down, they'll charge in, but otherwise we want to keep them out of range of the enemy archers. And I think that's everything. So let's get the clock rolling. Let's see. Right. I'll move you guys in a little bit later, I think. I mean, you could go harass the archers, I guess. Fire your missiles. Sure, go do that. Alright, so once you're set up, go ahead and protect yourselves. That should make them much more resistant to arrows and whatnot. Our towers are going to ride straight through them. Oh well. It won't actually matter. I think it'll just slow down the tower a little bit. Okay, those are just spear units. I don't know why they have them on the walls. Those are also spears. They do have one unit of archers, but I should be targeting them pretty relentlessly. Yeah, that's you guys. Please don't move. Please don't move. Oh god. You know what? Just stay there. Okay, so javelins, I need you engaging them. Do not let them burn down this tower. It should be fine. It'll get there before they do enough damage to it. By the way, both of our sword units are on these, so they will hopefully tear right through these javelin and archers and spear units.
The enemy approaches.
Okay. And once they've established a foothold, we'll send these spear units up behind them. And that should allow us to clear the walls. Alright, so it looks like we're about to connect. There they go. I need you guys running up there. Let's get you guys... Whoops, wrong unit. Where the hell are you? There you are. Let's get you up there as well. I know some people on the Total War Reddit were having an issue getting these to work, but I haven't had any problem with it. Go, push through, push through. Yeah, I haven't had any issue with it. As long as the gate's not open, they go up the towers just fine, or the ladders, I guess, if you're using ladders. What is this? Oh, engage them, please. Let's get the cavalry in there now. Can I get you guys riding in here? Sure, hit them. What are you guys doing? Perfect, yeah, flank them. Stay on those spears if you don't mind. Oh wait, what's happening here? Engage them, engage them. Or, better yet, attack that. Archers, please don't go running into the base. That would be very ill-advised. We just lost a ton of units. That's a bug, by the way. Those collapse and they kill anything under it, so keep an eye out for that happening. And I think that's pretty much the battle right there. There's still some spears that are fighting here. Let's maybe gang up on them. There we go. And that's that. The game may force us to go capture this, but if that's the case, I'll just run and do it off camera because obviously the fight is over. Can I get you guys to maybe stop firing your arrows? Because you're just killing friendlies at this point. Yeah, you guys are all in melee now. Get in there. Oh, are you coming back into the fight? Better not be. How did they all get out there? I guess they fled and they just made it really, really far. Yeah, I think we do have to go capture that. So I'm going to take the horse boys and just send them over there real quick. I think they have the best capture rate, so that should happen pretty quickly. Meanwhile, everything else seems to have been dealt with. Let's go mop them up. We don't actually need to ride everybody down. Okay. We don't actually need to ride them all down. This is a siege, so just winning will destroy the garrison within this place. But, you know, they look like they might come back into the fight, although now they're shattered, so they can't. Oh, that would be why. They still have a unit here. They're just spears, but there is still a unit there. You guys can engage them with your ranged weapons. Let's get everybody else over there. And sure, yeah, you keep doing what you're doing. Okay, so there's our victory. We didn't even need to kill him. I mean, it's just a regular spear unit, so there isn't actually a general there. Although maybe the governor is leading it. It shouldn't matter. He'll die at the end of this anyways, so. Okay. So with them defeated, let's go ahead and we could subjugate them. That's an interesting thought. I don't think I'm going to do that here, though. I'm just going to occupy and take this for myself. We might subjugate later factions, but this is like right in the heart of Ireland, and I'd like to hold most of that territory for myself. Agreed. So our initial expansion in Ireland has proven your right to rule to the other Irish kings. Power is always respected, especially by the weak. So that gives us another 5 legitimacy, and what does this do? Okay. So that faction's been destroyed. I guess partly in thanks to our allies, even though they claimed all the easy stuff. And our king has once again leveled up. Do I want to give him champion? I could give him a few more points in the quartermaster. Let's see. This one would actually lower our army's upkeep, which might not be such a bad idea. Let's do that, because that allows me to field more troops. And again, it allows me to move around the map a little bit easier. Hopefully these guys capitalize on that territory being exposed. You just hang out there for now, and I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. Oh, right, we need to repair these. Do I have the money for it? I apparently just have the money for it. So yeah, we'll do that. And we'll end the episode here. I will advance the turn between episodes, and we will come back to figure out what we want to do next. Hopefully some stuff takes place over here that we can take advantage of, and we'll have to assign a governor once we have a bit more money. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Thrones of Britannia with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.